Their big story tonight, it's closing time again for the Bush Library soon. Administrators say federal mandates over COVID restrictions are forcing them to close public access. Tonight, KRHD News reporter Rebecca Fiedler finds out how many at the library are saying, here we go again.
As we continue to see a trend in COVID-19 cases throughout Brazos County, the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library and Museum is once again being forced to temporarily close its doors starting next week. This indefinite closure comes from a mandate through the federal government's National Archives and Records Administration, who oversee all presidential libraries across the country.
So we saw the numbers going up the last couple of weeks, so we kind of had an idea. There's actually, the National Archives has a threshold, 200 cases per 100,000 and a positivity rate of 10%.
According to Museum Director Warren Finch, as Brazos County has now surpassed that threshold of COVID cases, the museum doors will be forced closed until area health improves. The Bush Museum and Library had been open this past month to a limited amount of pre-booked tours after being closed for over a year. Now, the museum will be refunding pre-bought tour tickets for any dates following this Sunday.
Quite frankly, I'm hoping this is just a temporary thing and we open up as soon as we can.
A number of guests were still able to make it out to visit the museum this Friday. The Steer family had traveled all the way to Texas from Pennsylvania to tour the state and visit both Bush presidential libraries.
Had never been to this grave, the only presidential grave that I've not been to, so it's a bucket list thing, and I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad it's still open.
These out-of-state visitors said they would be disappointed to see museums like this one closed.
There's a lot of history to take in here, and it'd be a shame not to be able to take it in.
Employees will be made to work from home. So far, despite the long-term closure before, no staff were furloughed or laid off, including those who perform physical tasks that can't be remotely diverted, such as janitorial staff. Finch remains hopeful that the museum will not have to take any hits that will affect his team or long-term operations.
Everything worries me, but I think I'm going to remain positive that this is a temporary setback.
The museum and library will continue to offer programming and updated content on their website. Reporting in College Station, Rebecca Fiedler, KRHD News.
But it's not too late to get your tickets to the Bush Library. All weekend long, you can take your family to the Presidential Library and Museum. It's open until Sunday at 5 o'clock. Head on over to krhdnews.com for ticket info.